Hello, this is Roger Bailey. I am the owner, developer, trainer, consultant, and coach of the Language and Behavior Profile, the Lab Profile. I started working with these patterns in 1979, and I've been expanding them, training them, consulting with them, and coaching with them ever since. Let me tell you why you want to know more about the Lab Profile. Are you ready to decide your university major? When you get out of high school and go to college, you may or may not need to decide your major as you start. Some majors must be decided as you start college. Others may not need that decision for a couple of years. When it is time to decide, this may be difficult. You may not know how to go about deciding. You may need to decide your major as you start college. For some fields, you need to start as a freshman in that major. If you're considering fields like that, make sure you really want that field. Make sure you did well in courses in high school which relate to this field. Another thing you can do is explore the field, and I'll talk about that later. Maybe you already know your mission in life. If so, does this field, this major, match that mission? Of course, one of the most important considerations in deciding your major is your exposure to this field, and how much you like everything you've been exposed to. Have you only had one course? Was it the professor, the content, or the others in the class which attracted you to this field? You might improve the possibility of success in this new field if you take more courses and make sure you take courses from diverse professors. Another important consideration is to make sure you're a good match for this major. This means that you make sure your patterns of thinking and behavior match up with what will be needed in that field. Also, will you feel okay working with others in the field? Now, how can a person know if their patterns match up with the patterns needed for a job or career? One way to make sure you have the patterns for a field is to visit with people who are performing the task inside that field. Watch them working, and consider if those tasks are tasks you will be comfortable performing. Talk with many different people working in that field and take the time to recognize if these are the kinds of people with whom you want to spend your time. Another way to make sure you have the thinking and behavior patterns for a field is to have a career assessment. This is a test which evaluates your thinking and behavior patterns, your traits, so you can examine how you fit in with certain kinds of careers and jobs. The Lab Profile is based on interviews and tests with tens of thousands of working people from dozens of countries. When you take the test, you receive a 17 to 20-page report which shows your patterns in 40 scales. Each of these scales represents a specific behavioral or thinking pattern. The scale is described, and your positions on those scales is shown graphically, in percentages, and with text. In your phone coaching session, you can ask about your specific patterns. You can ask about your new major, and if other careers would be a good fit for your patterns. The Lab Profile Career Assessment can give you the kinds of information you need to make an informed decision about your major. If you want our precise information to help your decision, go to our website, labprofile.com, and follow the links to purchase.